welcome back. If you just joined us, this is the Polity, and we're bringing you the live broadcast with regards to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 365 days. It's been 365 days since after fuel subsidy is gone. How far so far? What is the pulse and how are Nigerians faring? That's the discussion we're having today, and like I promised earlier, our phone lines will be made open so you can call in to make a contribution. Tell us exactly how it is doing you, or let me use the Nigerian English. How do they do you exactly? Open, our phone lines are open and your mic is on. Tell us how far did they do you for body. My guest on the show today is, I have three guests like I promised. My first guest is Habib Gajo, who is a political economist, and he is also a BDC expert. Great to have you on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Great. You're welcome. All right, my next guest is Atiku Abubakar, who is a public affairs analyst. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity once again.
You're welcome. All right, so let's get straight to our conversation for today. I'll start with you, Habib Gajo. 365 days since after fuel subsidy is gone. Floating the Naira. And we first of all we're harmonizing the Naira, we're floating the Naira, we have different windows where you can now shop. And then at some point again, we got to understand that, okay, so the BDCs are now, they're giving $10,000 each, so that just to cushion the effect of our ailing Naira. And at some point we thought that really this our very pale looking Naira is now looking stronger, but later on it looks as if it's going, in fact it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. Today you wake up to see 1,500, tomorrow it is 1,400 and all of that. Now let's get your thoughts with regards to how all of these policies that have been rolled out, either from the monetary policy or the fiscal policy. Sometimes they'll tell you that the monetary policy is doing so well, that's the CBN, but the fiscal policy, what are they doing? It looks like they are sleeping. What are your thoughts in this regard? Habib Gajo.
Well, first of all, like I used to say, that subsidy is gone in 5 seconds. It has gone and gone forever. The effect of that is gone. It's like Nigerians are gone, economically, socially, and otherwise.
Even though there was no provision for it from the last administration.
There is no, the last administration has some provisions.
They said they will stop it by June.
By June. You understand? Though even the last administration was also afraid to remove the subsidy because the backlash of Nigerians, because it's going to be a heavy protest on the government of the former President Muhammadu Buhari. You understand? Because of Naira crunch and so on, so many things, bandit, kidnapping, everything, you know. So people are angry. If we remove that subsidy, he will not control the country again. So he now retreat back and step it down. You understand? And push it to June. So when Tinubu came, President Tinubu came on the day of the swearing in, today is 365 days that it has gone, and up till today, we don't know where we are. So many promises has been made. Our refineries will work by December, by end of December, by this, by that, by next year, February, March, April. Today we are 1 year. None of our refinery is working. The effect is that it has pushed all the price of commodities in this country. Even pure water has added 10 naira. Pure water is 5 naira when subsidy was removed. A pure water is 20 naira now. Then now is 250 naira. Just to show you the maximum of it. Food stuffs skyrocketed, everything skyrocketed. Salary increment was not done. You understand? independent marketers are having their way, doing their things. Dangote promised us diesel. We have not seen 1 liter. He promised us PMS. We have not seen 1 liter. We have crude in our country. All our oil rigs are there. Shell have sold their own. We have sold to Nigerian companies, but Dangote is buying crude from America and Saudi Arabia.
But did you hear the Minister of Petroleum, that's the State Minister of Petroleum, say that they are not aware, that the federal government is not aware that Dangote is buying fuel from the US or from outside Nigeria?
Yeah, they can deny as much as they can deny, but the fact remains the fact is Dangote refinery that issued a statement. You understand? So, secondly, when you come back to the insecurity, foodstuffs are going high because farmers cannot go to farm. Wherever you are in Nigeria, whether you are in Ondo State or you are in Jigawa State or in Kano or Katsina or Sokoto or Plateau or Benue, is everywhere. Bandits collect tax from farmers to access their farms. Fertilizer is expensive, over 45,000 naira to 48,000 naira bag of fertilizer. How many bags of fertilizer do you need for 1 acre to farm your rice, wheat, and so on and so forth? You understand? Now, our export is going down. Even our cocoa, Cote d'Ivoire is coming to Nigeria to buy our cocoa because we don't have even a processing plant. We need more rice mills. In other countries, in their farms, you are farming rice, you have a rice mill in your own farm.
Okay.
You don't need to go anywhere. But look at where we are. The last administration deceived us, did a rice pyramid while we are hungry. The rice pyramid disappeared from nowhere. And
are you calling former President Muhammadu Buhari that he deceived Nigerians?
Yes, and the same government of APC continued and start deceiving us that they have inherited bad governance. Actually, they have inherited bad economy. But they need to do more. You understand? They need to wake up. They need to look inward. Look, we are the one that formed this government. We are the one that formed the former government. You understand? They are all part of it. The same senators, the same House of Rep members, the same governors, the same leaders of the party, the same national chairmen, and so on. So what is holding them to look inward and let them see themselves in the mirror and check how are we looking? You understand? Okay. So people are hungry. Now, the monetary policy of the CBN has done, Yemi Cardoso has done excellently. He put everything in order.
So what's the problem?
The fiscal policy refused to implement, and it has become a bad policy. A subsidy that was removed that was supposed to benefit and see the dividend of it, or to enjoy the removal of the subsidy, either by palliative and so on, has disappeared in thin air because of bad implementation.
All right.
Now,
Habib Gajo, I need you to round up your thoughts so we can get to hear from
all right. In the forex market, Yemi Cardoso has done well. He has put everything. He brought back the BDCs. He sanctions the banks. You understand? He tumbled on the banks. You understand? To limit their access of the forex. They should allow the market force to determine the price of the forex, and it has worked for the past 3 months, from February, March, April. Dollar crashed to 950 from 1,800, 900.
Right.
Naira became the most performing currency in the world, and in that quarter.
Right.
But today we are back where we are. even the central bank, because of bad implementation from the monetary policy, push the central bank to now change or to shift from the inflation rate, the cash ratio, CCR, and lending rate to 24.26%, 25%, 26%,
right?
Which is bad for the economy, because the manufacturers, our local manufacturers, cannot survive that 26% lending rate.
In one word, Habib Gajo, before I let you go on this, in the last 365 days, has your hope been renewed or shattered? In one word, as a Nigerian.
It was dashed and it was shattered.
Oh wow, interesting.
We will look for another 360 days. You know, I'm always an advocate of, if the government will now put their agenda, their vision and missions, you understand, in order for us to suffer 1 year, 1.5 years or 2 years, then we enjoy later. We agree to that. I always say that.
So be optimistic. See the cup as half full.
But lack of sustainability in their policies and the somersault of their policies, that's what is giving Nigerians headache. That is why we always come here and talk. When if the economy is good, why are we? We can't be here. We'll be there doing our business. But we have to talk so that they will listen.
All right. Let me take the same question to you, Atiku Abubakar. Habib Gajo says his hope in the last 365 days has been shattered, bruised. Do you share same thoughts, even as a public affairs analyst, as a Nigerian? How has it been for you after the fuel subsidy is gone? You see, I recall in 1999, our inflation figures was around 12.3%. I think dollar was around 84 naira to the dollar at the time. But today we are looking at 33.6%, 69% inflation rate. We're looking at over 1,000 naira to the dollar. I'm going to ask you, is your hope shattered, or do you have renewed hope?
Renewed hope.
Renewed hope.
I disagree with you.
Interesting.
Because you are talking during the time of late General Sani Abacha.
I'm talking about 1999.
When it was 84 naira, that was during General Sani Abacha.
Right.
When Abdul Salam came in,
it was 150.
Things began to move from good to the worst. But Nigerians castigate General Sani Abacha for his way of leadership, and that's the leadership I want for this country. In short, to me, from 1998 till this moment, during the time of Abacha till this moment, we have not had a head of state or a president, a leader that is honest, that is straightforward, that is dogged, that has capacity like General Sani Abacha. I don't care what Nigerians will talk. What I'm interested, you see, they reel out indices. They talk about indices and certain things which does not improve the livelihood of Nigerians. When they talk, they say, oh, megawatt. You on light, you don't see light. This English is not important. You go to the universities, you say, oh, he's a professor of electronics. He speaks English. Ordinary to bring wires joined together to have light. Even they cannot produce light in their own university. But I'm a professor of electromagnetic. All these things, this professor of electromagnetic, all of this, they're not important. Try to generate power in your university. You can't do. So I don't share the opinion of these Nigerians where you are I am an engineer. You cannot manufacture small machine where our old women in the village can use to grind a pepper. But you can't say all of these things. You see, I've made up my mind not to speak before, but having made a mistake to give birth to children, I believe I have cheated some persons and brought lives into this world of suffer.
Did you just call that a mistake?
It's a mistake. Now, how do you give back to children to come to this country as to live in Nigeria? You have cheated people now. No security, no food, no decent.
Atiku Abubakar, don't you always recite that national anthem that says "Arise, O compatriots"? Are you not a compatriots?
It is recite, but things are, you say, the followers are very docile. The leaders are very. Their immorality is out of this world. So how do you expect a country? You see, I have continuously said, I do not see any challenge to move forward in this country. I have advised Mr. President, just do one thing. Everything will change. What you say about Yemi Kadosko, what do you call him? That man is supposed to be removed. I don't share your opinion. You see, for dollar to be strong, I did not study economics, but these things are very simple. I don't know why it's difficult for this leader. Harmonize both the physical and monetary policies. Look inwards. This man from Southeast is producing vehicles. Why are you going outside to bring vehicles? Sometimes I sit down, I'll cry alone that what kind of a people are we? Most times I ask my wife, I say that I think I'm a madman. No? Because you know, if somebody is mad, it doesn't mean he's mad, but people know that he's mad. Right. So now, it is either I'm mad. She said, you're not mad now. I said, are you sure? I put you on clothes. She said, yes, you're not mad. I said, if I'm not mad, then majority of Nigerians are mad. These things are very simple. The vehicles are manufactured in this country. Patronize this man. I went to Aba. I saw that the things they were doing are the things we go to Italy and other parts of the world to buy. Why are we like that? Go to Kano, it's the same thing. Dr. Allen is doing wonderful well in the aviation sector. See all the things, how he has brought succor to Nigerians. Then if you want your Minister of Aviation, you bring in such a man. If you want, these people don't want Nigeria to work. I know why they don't want Nigeria to work. Who are you referring to in this context? Who is this people? Who are these people? The leadership of this country, but I don't want to blame only the president. I don't want to blame only the president. The only aspect I'm not happy with the president is that the political will, what I've always asked the president, just do just one thing. Use the 4 years to do one thing. When he removed fuel subsidy, I was completely and totally in support of that. But my own was that, yes, Nigerians will go through hardship, but the monies you will generate, use it so that we have 24 hours light. If we have 24 hours light, barbers will not need to buy generator. People will be able to use electricity to cook. Then lively, when you have light, you can even study. Sometimes I wake up in the night to study. I will calculate the amount of money to buy fuel to put on generator. I say, no, it's better I wait and study during the day. Use the night to sleep. Then I'm wasting time. So if you were among those who were optimistic when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu talked about or made that statement, fuel subsidy is gone 365 days ago, if you're among those who see it as it was a good step in the right direction, he was taking the right step, he took his best foot forward, what is it for you today? Two questions, and I'd like you to unbundle them in one breath before we go straight to Habib Gajo. What is your optimism level like now, especially with regard to the fact that fuel subsidy has been gone, but Nigerians are still unable to even get that fuel as at today? It is still far expensive. That's one on the side. And secondly, I hear the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar saying that the last 365 days has been trial and error. Do you agree to that? No, the former Vice President, my namesake, does not have the moral right to speak on any national issues. He was there for Vice President for 8 years. What did he do? Even his village, there was no access road. It was Buhari that constructed the road. What did he do? People who had the opportunity should not talk, who didn't do anything. It is those of us who do not have the opportunity, but we that can talk, not people like former Vice President. What did he do? For the 8 years, in the first 4 years, he was more or less the president because Obasanjo eventually left everything in his care. He was more interested in accumulating wealth for himself. This is not insulting. There are some things you just have to say the way they are. Just like when I mentioned General Sani Abacha, I still maintain my position. That's the position I've always defended. They said, no, some persons were killed, some people. Tell me, the number of people, let me ask you this, and let me inform you that the number of people killed during Buhari's administration and during President Tinubu's administration in just 1 month is more than the total number of people killed during the about 5 years which General Sani Abacha was head of state. And let me tell you that security of lives and properties was in the country. What was the major challenge was those are the top. They were the ones that were suffering. But the ordinary people, all these little things that you fear kidnapping, all this is, we're not here. The number of people killed in a month during Buhari's tenure as president, in just 1 month, was far more than the total number of people killed, jailed, humiliated during about 5 years of General Sani Abacha. So what are you talking about?
So are you saying it is getting better, it is getting worse?
It's getting worse, and it's because of our docility, immorality, that these things are increasing.
Are you talking about Nigerians or?
Nigerians. You see, I'm more worried about Nigerians. I was at Asokoro to buy spray stash. When I picked it, the amount, what was written on the shelf was 1,650. When I went to pay, they said 2,200. Unknown to them, the price had increased in the market, but this was old stock. Instead of them to sell at the and make the little profit, which they was on that 1,650, because the price has increased in the market and their own old stock, they are increased the money, which is also, it's not done that way. You bought something for, say, 1,400 or 1,500. You are selling for 1,650. Then it has increased in the market to 1,800 naira. But you only bought at 1,400. You don't need to increase. You have to sell at that price. Nigerians are not sincere. But I don't want pity Nigerians. So let us continue. Let heaven fall. All of us will die.
Atiku, Abubakar, all of us will not die.
Oh, no, let us all die.
Because like they say, when you throw stones to the market, you be very careful.
You see,
hit someone.
Sometimes when I pray for the president, for God to give him direction.
But you pray for Nigerians.
Nigerians, let all of us suffer this thing. The only people it pains me are the children and sometimes the women. But for the men, let all of us face this thing.
Okay. It looks like Atiku Abubakar is not coming from Nigeria. He looks like he's coming from somewhere else, because he's saying something different from what some other Nigeria or what you are saying actually. But let's get your final thoughts with regards to the floating of the naira. Ever since that happened, how far has it actually helped to even ameliorate the challenges we find, especially with regards to our FX volatility? Habib Gajo, and then we'll also get your final words with regards to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 365 days. I hear Atiku Abubakar talk about security in all of this. Put them together, and please, I know you can help us in the next 2 minutes.
Wow, in the next 2 minutes?
Yeah, right.
Well, the floating of the naira was not managed well by the physical policy, though Atiku Abubakar has another to merge them together, but they are not. They are in a separate way. You understand? The monetary policy has their own role, while the physical policy are the implementers of it. You understand? So, lack of implementation or proper implementation has less impacted in our life and in our market. Lack of production. You understand? The agri sector is dead. The manufacturing sector is dead. Education has collapsed. Health has collapsed. You said in 1 minute, but I will talk from today till tomorrow. I will say it again. In the 60s and 70s, after the Biafran War, there is a spring of industrialization in Nigeria. We produce almost everything. In fact, it is illegal to import what we are producing in Nigeria. It's illegal. You understand? Like you said, we have Innocent Motors today. Before, we have Peugeot fan in Kaduna, we have Steer Bus in Enugu, we have this one in Bauchi, we have that one in Volkswagen in Lagos. Right. We don't import any motor. We use Peugeot. Even the president use Peugeot. Chief Justices use Peugeot. Inspector General of Police use Peugeot. You understand? Our logistics are these trucks that are based in a different geopolitical zones. So that is why people are saying before is better, because before there is a spring of wealth. Everybody is producing, everybody is manufacturing, you understand? And people are buying. The whole of Africa will come to Nigeria and buy. We have textile factories. If you go to Lagos, Adeniji Jones and so on, all are industrialized area. If you go to Kano, Bompai, they are all industrialized area. In Kaduna, where the whole of textile in the whole of Africa is in Kaduna, people are coming to buy. There is a flow of money. There is a flow of foreign exchange. Until the International Monetary Fund came to Nigeria and World Bank and said we need to apply SAP. That's from 1 naira to $1, and we now start from 1 naira to $10. I will never forget. Do you know Professor Adeneji Adele is the #1 economics in Africa. He's the overhead of the economic section of the World Bank. He's made his own analysis. Voluntarily rejected it. We all rejected it. Then Buhari, as a military head of state with Idi Amin, they said SAP is going to kill Nigeria. It's going to kill the whole of Africa.
So you're also of the opinion that Nigerians' challenge started from SAP.
It started from SAP. You understand? And that's how do we start importing things that we are producing and manufacturing, and because of that, our manufacturing base cannot compete with a company that has over $1 billion in America or in UK or in Germany or in somewhere, while you have less than 10 million naira or 100 million naira in Nigeria. How can you compete? You can't compete. So they kill us, they kill our electricity, they kill our education, they kill our thinking, they kill our morality. But because he said, talk about morality. Immorality is bribery and corruption. That's immorality. You understand? So we are here talking. You understand? The military government killed this country and handed over to the civilian, transform themselves into civilian government and continue their atrocities. And today we are here blaming Tinubu, who inherited a former military dictator. We are blaming Jonathan and Goodluck, who inherited a former dictator, Olusegun Obasanjo. What are we talking? We don't see dividend of democracy in Nigeria. So we need to wake up. We need to stand up. We are not docile. We don't want to die. We want to live. We are giving birth a good children that will have a good education, sound education, and that will come and push these old cargoes, old people that has less thinking, less foresight. You understand? Then the real intellectual, the real industrialists, the real rich people, the real entrepreneurs and manufacturers will be produced in the world. So Nigerian people will now compete with the whole world.
Thank you so much.
Even today, we are competing. If you go to America, the best brain are Nigerians. If you go to UK, the best brain. If you go to Saudi Arabia, the best brain are Nigerians.
We have to go on a quick break.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Habib Gajo. It's been a wonderful time here on the Polity. Thank you so much for your time with us and all that you've actually stated. The last word you mentioned just made me remember that book that says the beautiful ones are not yet born.
Yes.